What's going on, guys? This video is going to be a review for the Juan Manuel Lopez fight against Rafael Marquez for the WBO Featherweight title. This fight had the ingredients to be fight of the year, and it did not disappoint. It was a great fight, really entertaining. It wasn't a boxing match. It was a fight. Lopez said it would be a war. Marquez has been in a lot of wars. Um, Recently in his quadrilogy against Vasquez. It was a great fight, and it had all the ingredients to begin with, like Mexico against Puerto Rico. With the old battles there, like for example, De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, those sorts of fights. So overall, it had the real recipe to be a great fight, and it really was. You know, action from action every minute of every round almost, apart from the first. You know, just a great fight, and it was worth staying up till about 4 in the morning to watch it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take you round by round, and there on in, I'm gonna tell you what happened, who looked good, and what next for certain fighters. If you look at it overall, um, first round, it was probably the slowest round of the whole fight, and it was still pretty quick. Both trying to throw out the jabs. Marquez probably more meaningful, I thought, in that one, in that round. I think probably the more meaningful, more forceful. Nothing really eye catching, but I just thought he was just showing a little bit more domination in that round. Lopez had a great flurry and brawled towards the last 20-30 seconds of the round, but for me it was a bit too late. I gave that round to Marquez. One thing about this fight I will say is that I scored the fight a lot more even than the Showtime commentators and also the judges. That was because I was watching it on stream, so I could be seeing a dodgy thing, and I could be completely dumbfounded, mind you. I don't know. Round two, good exchanges. Really, the battle of the hooks, and you could see that it was the battle. It was the battle of the hooks. Lopez said that his right hook beginning the fight would tell all, but so it was on both sides. Lopez right hook against Marquez's left hook. And over, I think in that round, Lopez threw the harder punches, really getting each other's face. Great brawls, really great brawl. I think Lopez had the harder punches and probably took that round for me. Round three, Marquez, threw some good combos and good left hooks as well. However, Lopez, though, on the other hand, just barraged Marquez, really turned into a fight, throwing as many combos as he could, made Marquez stutter, but this is what made the fight so good. When Marquez looked down and out, all of a sudden, Marquez just threw a left hook and just knocked Lopez back, and just sort of came back. Marquez's heart is unbelievable. Rafael Marquez, his brother's the same as well. But his heart is unbelievable, and it was just incredible how, Marquez looked like he was going to go down. All of a sudden, he just had a second wind every round from nowhere, got back up, and just went back at it. I gave that round to Lopez. Now, in the fourth round, Lopez was dominating the early rounds, doing the same thing, really putting the pressure on Marquez. However, Marquez threw another great counter that pushed him back, and it was Marquez's fight. Lopez then got a point deducted, and he was doing this all fight. I'm surprised that the referee didn't pick on it before and after. Lopez was holding Marquez's head down throughout the whole fight in the grapple, and trying to get the punches off while holding him down. He got a warning, got a point taken off, and that gave it a 10-8 round to Marquez. I thought Marquez won the fight just for the last half of the round, putting the pressure and making Lopez look a little bit flustered in the ring, if you ask me. Round 5, I thought Lopez was getting frustrated going there. They were both going for the knockdowns, but no, they were both going for the knockdowns, but none of them was backing down in the centre, trading blows all the time, and really vicious, really just unbelievable fight action, great pace to it. Lopez, I think, was going for the hook too much, and I think, he was just sort of trying too hard. I think trying to knock him out, and Marquez has got such a heart that is not that easy. He's not a fighter you can just sort of, say, oh well, he'll be knocked down easily. Marquez ain't going down without a fight. So I gave that round. What round is that? 5. I gave that round to Marquez simply because I thought Lopez was just trying to throw too many hard shots and not really landing with much success. Where Marquez was just still with the left and still hitting him quite badly, and you can see where Lopez was getting frustrated throughout that round. Round 6, Lopez came out, and I think this is where I think started to take the fight away from him. Remember, I had Marquez ahead at this point here. Lopez, he didn't rely on the right hook so much. He started to throw, he threw a couple very good stiff lefts in there. He threw a couple good uppercuts, and this is when we started to see the real Lopez, the real fight potential Lopez has. And he dominated that round. It was his round. Round 7 was the best round I've seen this year. Lopez throwing a variety of shots. Back it up, Marquez. Marquez once again with that heart though. Tell you what, incredible. Through 2 massive counters. Massive counters throughout there, and really taking Lopez back. And I think Lopez was probably thinking, what the hell have I got to do to win this fight? After that, Marquez, well, you can see where something was wrong with Marquez. He was squaring up a lot in defence, making him an easy target, and Lopez dominated him from that point. He was too square on, too much of a target to hit. And where Lopez started to think more about his shots, he was just dominating with very good combos and a good variety of shots. Round 7, all I put in my notes there were war. It looked like a war was going to kick off, and it looked like we were in for a very good last half of the fight. Round 8, Lopez throws some big stiff left shots in there. It was like he had Voltron in his left, sort of like the power he gets in that left. Lopez is incredible, and he threw and he threw the left-right hooks again, and really beating Marquez now horribly. But Marquez is refusing to go back. He's still there trying to trade blows, but Marquez is throwing everything just with his left, and you start to think, well, throw your right. Lopez takes some big counters again with that left, but overall Lopez is the dominant work. I had Lopez 66 and 65, where there was the other judges had Lopez up by 3 rounds, so they were obviously looking at different stuff than I was, but I was looking at extreme, by the way. Now at the end of the 8th round, Marquez went to a corner, but not his corner. I think he went to the doctor holding his shoulder. Went to the corner, sat down, said, "My right shoulder's gone. I can't throw my right shoulder." They then said, "Well, there's no point in putting you back." Marquez said, "If I went back out there, I'll fight." But he was struggling. They pulled him out, so Marquez retired at the end of round 8. And it was a shame, I think not everyone, at first everyone was booing Marquez, but he walked around pointing at his shoulder saying he couldn't throw it anymore. And I think that was a shame, really, that the fight couldn't go on for the distance, because I think it would have. I don't think Marquez would have backed down. Would have taken a Newton bomb to an N bomb. Sorry, to an N bomb. I'm on about a U bomb to take out Marquez. He wasn't going down, so he injured his shoulder and pulled out. And Lopez got the win by technical knockout. Great win for Lopez. Lopez looked great. He looked vicious, aggressive, electric. He looked dominating. And I cannot wait to see him fight again. I think he's a very good fighter. They're talking about him fighting Gamboa next. And, and they want to have him to have a return fight in Puerto Rico before the Gamboa fight. I think the fight with Gamboa would be interesting. I think he beats Gamboa, if you ask me. And the fighter, I think most people want to see it. If if he could, was is maybe Chris John of Indonesia, who's WBA champion. You know, I think that'd be an interesting fight for Lopez, the two best in the division in my eyes, and I think that would be a fair fight to see. However, on the other hand, I'd like to see a rematch of this, Lopez Marquez, and they were talking about it afterwards, and Bob Arum said they got to get the shoulder fit first. I think that I'd like to see this fight again. I think it's got great. You know, it would just be a brilliant fight to watch again. Marquez took too many shots but showed a great heart throughout the whole fight. He did a typical Rafael Marquez performance. Great boxer, great person, you know, great professional, and I look forward to seeing Marquez again. Where does Marquez go now? I mean, you know, I think the place Marquez goes, get that shoulder fit, and try and get Lopez again. I think that would be the way Marquez could do it if he does continue to fight on. Anyway, in my eyes, fight of the year so far. I think it's beaten Ricky Burns and Roman Martinez. I thought that was the fight of the year. I think this comes close, but I had all the makings to be. And that's my review of the fight, really. See if you can check out on YouTube. It's well worth checking out. This is Boxing Clown 90. Please subscribe. Please comment down below and subscribe for all boxing previews, reviews, and debate. Till next time, guys. Peace and love, and I'm out.